Cool. Okay, I'll kick off. Siegfried, absolutely brilliant to have you. Not that it's not great to have you, Bish, as well, but Siegfried, to have the coach of Japan having kicked the tournament off. First of all, two quick questions. Number one, you must be delighted with how your team played and responded after being 2-0 down. Second of all, how hot is it there?
Well, the first question. Yes, I was satisfied with our second quarter, but I wasn't. I think we should have won this match, and we gave it away. So I'm frustrated, actually. I'm very frustrated because I think we lack experience to play matches in this level, and that's where we were too afraid to lose. After coming back, we start doing our back passes and brought Australia nearer to our goal, and then you ask for trouble. But that's one part. The temperature, it's okay. It's we all knew that it will be hot, and it is a little bit hot, but we are used to it. Not really used to it, but we were prepared. Let's say it like that, because prior to these games, actually we went the 18th to Tokyo, and from that day it started to get warm. But before that, we had the rainy season, and then the temperatures were okay.
So it's nothing that you think will impact on performance?
Well, it might be, but it's something which we all have the same problem. And yes, no, I don't think it will, because I think teams are prepared. They have our gear is prepared, and they all have they took the measures. So I don't think it will affect anything.
Cool.
And Siegfried, I'll jump in and pick your brain a little bit further. You said that you felt your team, I guess, stopped playing and almost became a bit too conservative. What about, did you see anything different from the Australian team after halftime? Did you see them try and play any differently, or did you notice anything particularly about their style?
Actually, Australia never change. They work hard. They play high pace. They try to do well. They try to create more space and pass a little faster, but they gave a lot of space away as well. And so actually, in that case, they were the top favorite, so they had to smash us, and that gives them, I think, internal pressure. And because of that, they were a bit sloppy, and so that makes it a bit difficult for them. If I can speak for them, because this is very dangerous. I speak for them, which I don't know, but I think that if we had been more calm, that we could control, and our counterattacks were good enough we could use space, and there was space. There was a lot of space. But the moment we start back passing, we brought them to our goal, and then we experience unnecessary pressure, and that's a pity. Because when you're afraid to lose, you lose. You need to play to win, and in the second quarter we played to win, and it worked. And but on the other hand, after they came on in the lead, Australia could lay back a little bit and let us work. And in the last quarter, we wanted to apply more pressure, but we couldn't, because the battery was getting empty.
And Bish, from the Australian perspective, first of all, let's go back even further with their preparation. I mean, they seem to have to play New Zealand about 40 times. do you think that impacted in this game at all, that they played a different team and haven't had much experience recently in competition?
Yeah, I think so, Todd. I mean, when you look at the last, well, let's call it 18 months or so, but in particular the lead up to the games, Australia played New Zealand, as you said, quite a few times, 7 times, I think. And that was the only international type competition that we had. Compare that to the high quality European championships that we all were able to watch not too long ago. And you're spot on. For me, what that does is puts a real level of uncertainty for them going into a game like this, And as Siegfried said, we're the number one. Australia's the number one. And I think with that brings a high amount of pressure. And when you add the fact that we haven't played a lot of international hockey lately, it can put a little bit of doubt in your mind. Add to that the fact that you're playing the first game of the Olympics. We've got 11 debutants in the team at the Olympic Games. You're not sure about how the conditions are going to play out. There's been a lot of talk about that back here in Australia and the importance of preparing for that. So I think the lack of international competition, first game of an Olympics, being the number one team in the world, not necessarily the favourites perhaps, but certainly one of them, I think that put a high amount of pressure on the group, and it was a tight game. It was a really well fought out game.